Hey, David McGuffin here. You can tell I am somewhere far away, not in Middleburg, Florida. I am in Rome right now at the foot of the Spanish Steps, and you're looking up to the church up the hill of Santa Trinita al Monte, going up there, and the Spanish embassy is just down here where their flags are flying down here. You can see tourism's back, travel's back. People are out and about. A lot of people here on a Friday afternoon in Rome. But I wanted to take a minute to welcome you to Travel Talk Tuesday, which is April the 12th, 2022. Several days ago, Charlotte and I were in Umbria, just a little ways away from here, the next state to the north of here, and we were in a wonderful, charming little town known as Orvieto. And the weather kind of turned bad one of the days, and we didn't get out and get to film too much. And I totally neglected to record a intro for Travel Talk Tuesday for tonight. But since the weather is so wonderful here in Rome, I thought I would do that and introduce you to the charming little village, hilltop village in Umbria of Orvieto. That's our topic for tonight, Orvieto. And so I hope you enjoy this look around Orvieto. I'll come back to you after we get through with the episode of Orvieto, and we'll close it out from some other location here in Rome. Hey, your adventure starts right here with David McGuffin's Exploring Europe. I arrived in Orvieto for the first time in the digital photo age with Charlotte on September 11th, 2013. That actually was the year I retired from teaching school, and we had some free time and decided to take the train up 1 hour from Rome to Orvieto. And I recall we enjoyed a great afternoon, had some fine dinners at Ristorante Moro, but we stayed too late and the funiculare was closed when we were heading back down to catch the train to Rome. So consequently, we found a place to stay, Hotel Piccolomini, for the night and enjoyed another day, and it was a grand first experience in Orvieto. Hi, good evening. David McGuffin here from the charming hill town of Orvieto, about an hour north by train or car from Rome, but such a far cry from the hustle bustle in that big city. Standing here in the Piazza Repubblica, the church here in the background is the Santa Andrea Church, dedicated to St. Andrew and Bartholomew. A tower. You see kind of something that looks like a moon back here in the background. And actually that's the clock tower way on down the road. One of my favorite bars right here, where you can go in and have a cappuccino or a panini pizza, whatever. And then looking back to the loggia. A great experience here in Orvieto. Your adventure starts right here with David McGuffin's Exploring Europe. Hey, speaking about getting away from the hustle and bustle of the big cities in Europe, and especially in Italy, Orvieto is 11 o'clock at night. The place is kind of shut down, although there are 3 or 4 wine bars and cafes open on the main square. But you know, there's some degree of charm about walking down medieval cobble streets from 1500 years ago without a soul in sight. Your adventure starts right here with David McGuffin's Exploring Europe in Orvieto, Italy. Ciao, arrivederci from Orvieto. On that same trip, we were with our friends John and Tammy Grennan there in February when not so much was open in the heart of Orvieto. But we had a great time there, had some good dinners, and we also visited one of the ceramic shops where we each bought quite a collection of ceramics. This is our medicine jars from the era of the Medici family. that we bought and purchased and had shipped back home, and we use them to store flour and sugar and salt on our counters even to today. It was fun for me in 2017 to bring the Niceville High School Choir under the direction of Michael Dye to Orvieto to perform a bit in the cathedral here in Orvieto. Here we got to experience all these wonderful frescoes by Fra Angelico and Signorelli, and also we got to add into those 3 C's the major factors here in Orvieto. That is experiencing the cathedral, experiencing the wonderful ceramics that are made in town, and experiencing the famous Classico wine, white wine from Orvieto as well. We're looking here at many of the frescoes in some of the chapels here in the cathedral, the Duomo of Orvieto. Buongiorno, David McGuffin here from Umbria, just across the border from Lazio. Sandwiched in between Rome and Florence is this beautiful region of Italy named Umbria. I'm in the small little town of Orvieto, which 900 years before Christ was a huge settlement of the Etruscan people. This morning we're going to take a little look around, but right now I'm on the ramparts, the ancient ramparts here, looking out across the valleys of Umbria. You'll see in the background some of the famous vines for the Orvieto Classico wine, and you'll see some olive groves, and of course the hills leading up to Tuscany as well. Many of these old churches, as an offering, have these machines that you put in 50 cents or €1, and the church is illuminated by lights, and the frescoes come to life. So look around that when you're visiting these ancient churches. So all of the buildings in this town are a conglomeration of that tuffo rock, local limestone or travertine, wooden beams, and modern day mortar. Rather early in the morning, maybe 9 o'clock here in Orvieto, and the locals are out a little bit going shopping. I can hear people talking up in the apartments above. If you could smell, maybe some bacon cooking or eggs. There's a variety of shops within the city center of Orvieto. This is a hardware store and a multi-service store here that you can go in and purchase all kind of little alimentary items and everything. Then there are also shops like the United Colors of Benetton, up and down the main street there, the Corso Cavour. This is the square, Piazza Repubblica, with the huge arch there and the city hall in the background, there with the flags. And on Thursday and Saturday morning, the market comes to the nearby Piazza del Popolo. And the markets are a thing that happens all over Italy, where vendors in these convertible trucks and trailers come in, set up shop, and sell their wares. Everything from vegetables to fresh fish, meats, flowers, you name it, it's at the market. Even clothing, it's kind of like Walmart comes to town. And all the locals get out and do some shopping. There's a cheese and salami shop. And plenty of vegetable vendors. The massive Duomo dates from the early 14th century and is just a wonderful interior loaded with all kinds of works of art. This is one of the main side altars and some of the alabaster glass and stained glass as well, dating from the 1400s. This Pietà by a local gentleman named Scalza, reminiscent of Michelangelo's Pietà. And inside the chapel of San Brizio, it features Luca Signorelli's brilliantly lit frescoes depicting the Day of Judgment and life after death. These were painted in 1499 to 1504. The street leading from the Duomo into town, Via del Duomo, is loaded with ceramic shops. This is this one. Tourist shops or leather shops that sell wonderfully prepared handmade leather things. This is a little toy shop that sells items dedicated to Pinocchio. Wood shops which feature carved wood out of olive wood. Carved wood objects out of olive wood. And here is leading to the Piazza del Duomo. Okay, David McGuffin here, winding down my day in Orvieto. It's the hour of the walk down the street. The Via Cavour is where I'm on right now. It's the hour of walking down the street, visiting with everyone. I'm on the main drag in the city, Via Cavour. And the hour is called the Passeggiata hours. Summertime now, so about 7:30 now. And so I hope you've enjoyed this look around Orvieto. I'm gonna pop in here to one of the local hangouts and have a drink, and then to meet some friends for sunset, and then have dinner. So I hope. Hey, I'm finishing off the day in Orvieto with a group of friends here on the Western Promenade, the ramparts of the old city. And we're going to have a glass of Prosecco and watch this sunset. What do you guys think about Orvieto? You like it?
Oh, I love it.
Let's see if we can open this thing with a little pop, okay? Last week we arrived late in the afternoon, a sunny, crisp, clear afternoon, about 65 degrees in Orvieto at the Piazza Repubblica. After setting up in our apartment, we took a walk down the main road, Corso Cavour, and just kind of took a look at the shops, saw what was going on, kind of participated with the locals in the passeggiata, and then went to the Torre de Moro, made a right-hand turn on the Via del Duomo, and headed down for about 150 yards or so in the direction of the Duomo. It being late in the afternoon, many of the ceramic shops and everything on the street were closed, but we came back a day or two later and saw them and went in to visit those ceramic shops. But this is the grand approach to the Duomo Square, Piazza del Duomo. It is an impressive cathedral. There's representation of four of the Gospels. The evangelist, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, on each of the pillars that frame the entranceways into the cathedral. And then the, late 17th century Rococo facade is unbelievable. Later on, we went and had some antipasti, and then we went to a restaurant nearby, and Charlotte got the fettuccine with fresh truffles. You can see the guy putting fresh truffles on it, and maybe you can hear the commentary below that. There's the truffles, just what it kind of looks like. People call them mushrooms, but they're not. And I had gnocchi with ragu sauce. Really, really good. Great dinner. And dessert, tiramisu, which every restaurant has its different take on it. Walking back, a couple of little lanes on the way back to Piazza Repubblica and to our room for the evening. Wow, the next morning I woke up and the weather had changed. Bright blue skies, wonderful vistas over the north or southwest area of Orvieto. I walked up to the church near the western viewpoint and just had these fantastic vistas all across the place. The street sweepers were there vacuuming up all the debris, and they were taking a break, so thankfully you didn't hear that in the background either. This is one of the major churches here in this section of Orvieto. Here I come back to the major Piazza Repubblica. You see the clock tower in the background, the Torre de Moro. Just a little looking around of what's going on after an entire day of rain. This guy, we spent the morning here doing our laundry at that laundromat. And then along about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the rain started pouring down again. This grand arch goes into the Piazza della Repubblica, but by the time 2 o'clock rolled around, shops were closing up and people were running inside. We were looking at a place to have a little bit of lunch. You see it's 10 degrees Celsius according to the pharmacy sign. Again, very slick streets, but we wanted to get out and do a little bit of filming because time was slipping away from us because we'd have to leave pretty soon. Lots of lunch items on display, but not so many takers. Here we're walking down walking back toward town from the Duomo, on the Via del Duomo. And then later, I think we took a siesta, and then later that night, we popped out through that arch right over there and had a great dinner. Next morning, we're up. Our host took us down to the train station Orvieto, where we waited for our train. This is looking at the point of departure for the peninsula. Hey, David McGuffin here, still in Rome. We have made it through part of the trek across the city of Rome here, and we're in the area known as the Pantheon right here behind me. The great structure built by Emperor Hadrian in 127 AD. Again, I apologize for not having an intro and an outro from Orvieto, but I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Travel Talk Tuesday that was produced for April the 12th, 2022. We'll be down south in the Amalfi Coast next week, and I hope to bring you some live updates from that as well. But for now, thank you guys for watching Travel Talk Tuesday. We'll catch you next week. Arrivederci from Rome.